Good morning, garden friends. Today, I am going to be working in my vegetable garden, and I want to be able to see what is doing well. Oh my goodness, look who's here to visit me. Here we go.
We can see you there.
There are our two granddaughters, and today they're going to be working with me in the garden. My goal is to teach our grandchildren how to work the soil and provide sustainable vegetables. All right, guys, the grandchildren working in the garden ended up real quick. It is 95 degrees outside, so they decided to get into the hot tub would be more enjoyable to do instead of working in the garden. Good morning, garden friends. It's a new day. As you saw at the beginning of the video, we did make an attempt to harvest some of the vegetables, the onions, the garlic, and the carrots, but we also was able to harvest some of the zucchini and the cherry tomatoes. The tomatoes are still producing. The zucchini we did end up taking out because I had noticed it had borers. We didn't get a lot, but you know what? I'm learning what not to do. But what I'm going to do today is where we ended up taking the onions and the zucchini out. I'm just going to plant some more annuals in here to just spruce up and close up the blank areas in the garden. So, and I'm trying to get this done before the sun is fully over in this garden area. So let me go ahead and show you what I'm going to be planting in here. This was the area that the onions were in, and what I'm going to do is plant some of the proven winners, Sweet Carolina, Sweetheart Lime potato vine on both ends. And then I also got a couple of the coneflowers. I'm just going to plant these in here for color, but then also the place that when I redo the garden, I will be able to transplant those guys. And then I'm going to put, now I'm not going to add any more dirt in there, even though it has sunken down. This soil is barely six months. I think it's probably about 4 months. But I am going to put some plant tone in when I plant the flowers. So let's just go ahead and get started. And then I think having the potato vine spill over is going to be really nice. And then this is the thing, because it has those roots, I'm actually gonna bury it up to here. So it'll help it end up getting a lot fuller. The other reason I'm not going to be putting any new soil in here is because we're going to be relaying out the garden. Kevin is going to build me an actual greenhouse, to where my pop-up has served this purpose, but I want something that's going to be a little more useful for what I'm going to be doing for next season. Like I said, I've learned some things in regards to how for next season I'm going to work my vegetable garden. As I stated, made the wrong decision of putting onions and garlic in beds. Other vegetables require a lot of water. So that is one thing that I am definitely going to do differently. And the fact that for the onions, you only get one per plant. So we are definitely re-looking at how we're going to be doing our vegetable garden. Just gonna work some in between here since I got a whole flat. Put some mulch on here. Even with it not being as hot as yesterday, the humidity is just intense. Now this will probably be my last time putting mulch in the bed because of how I'm going to be doing the garden bed next year. Just really packing it with vegetables, herbs, and also annuals. Being close together, acting as a barrier for holding on to moisture. In it, pick up some of my tomatoes. I'm gonna trim back the sunflowers that have died back and trim up my cosmos. All right, so I've gotten the potato vine, the vinca. Like I said, I just plopped the echinacea in there for the area that I'm going to be placing in the new garden. And of course my zinnias. I so love these. And I don't know what is going on with my peppers. They are getting to a certain length and look at this. It's like they're rotting. Looks like something burrowed in here that might be eating this up. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to be doing our garden differently this year. It's filled in the spots where I had the carrots, the green beans. I'm hoping will end up doing something. And then where the garlic was. So that is looking nice. I'm happy with that. And then cleaned up the sunflowers that had blossomed and was done. And then once again, put some vincas in there and some verbena. But just to have color in these empty spots. And then my cosmos, I got like tons of buds on here, but I don't know why it gets brown like that. I'm thinking I'm gonna just like cut it all the way down and see if it ends up giving me another flush. So I'm really happy of just having some color and life in the garden. Look at my husband's Carolina Reapers. I mean, they look like the sign of death. And then the habaneros are doing well. They haven't got any fruit on them yet. Now these peppers over here are doing well, I think. Let's see. Yeah, they're doing pretty good. I'm gonna leave them on there a little longer. And then this is the Thai pepper. And she did tell me, look at this, guys. Look how the peppers grow upwards. All right, I started to pick off the dead flowers because the petunias are looking like this. I'm just gonna rip them out of both of the containers and plant something else in there. I just don't like how that looks. So that's my next thing I'm gonna do. All right, so what I did was I ended up working in the portulaca and the Mexican heather, because both of these don't require like a lot of water. And I think they'll look very pretty, especially when the portulaca opens up, when the sun hits over here. So that was the last thing I needed to do. Now, while my vegetables didn't yield as much as I had anticipated, like I said, learning a lot. I can propagate plants and shrubs, but I'm gonna do some serious research for next year's vegetable garden to ensure that we are yielding some fruits and vegetables the way I want us to. Well, thank you again for visiting Inspiring Garden Corner, and I look forward to you checking out my next video.